The Chinese monopoly called the Silk Road means in practice, China promotes and sponsored loans with few pledges where the so-called Silk Road passes. Poorer countries welcome these Chinese investments with great enthusiasm. For example, the new ports of Greece and Sri Lanka were built with Chinese loans. What happened that these countries among many others could not pay these loans on time? The solution for China is to stay many years with the management of these ports. We can talk from 40 to 90 years, which benefits China above all. More and more countries cannot pay loans on time, for ports, factories, highways, public works, schools, and all kinds of businesses. What makes more and more China stay with the management of these businesses, all kinds of infrastructures, earn the bulk of the money from these investments, being themselves to manage such investments and making these countries highly dependent on China. China not only manages these businesses but also gains economic and social influence in all parts of the world. Some countries like the United States are forcing tariffs on the export of all kinds of products from China, which are tariffs are taxes that are charged on imports of foreign products. Governments often set tariffs to protect domestic industries from foreign competition and to earn additional revenue. Tariffs can vary based on different factors, such as the type of product, the country of origin, and the country into which it is being imported. Tariffs can be fixed or percentage, and can be applied in different ways, such as a percentage of the total price of the product or a fixed amount per unit. Tariffs are also known as customs duties or customs duties. American and European workers are left without work, because large European and American companies build their factories in China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, and many more countries. The problem of the so-called globalization is not free trade between countries, more like competing with countries that labor is almost free compared to countries like America and European countries. These countries, such as China, do not have unions that protect workers, they do not have life insurance or any type of protection. Labor is very cheap, and the hours that workers in countries like China work, these workers cannot complain about anything and work many more hours for much less money. Some countries try to fight against this type of unfair economy, but it is very difficult to fight economically and liberally in an increasingly globalized market. Globalization gave a lot of work to economically poorer countries, and many poor people stopped being poor, but the price to pay is very high. One of the complaints that countries make about China is that they copy everything and then put Chinese brands on them. As far as this is true, I don't know. What is happening all over the world, especially in all the countries that call themselves one world, is that people are left without a job due to globalization, and the politicians who are beginning to receive the most votes are from the extreme right or extreme left. In other words, the worst thing we can have is a government of this type. We are racist, xenophobic and highly nationalistic governments. But they promise people more jobs, better living conditions, jobs for the people of their own countries. A clear example was Donald Trump, that his favorite motto was, "America first."